Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Jnanatimrandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we have, I think, 20 minutes. Is that right? So
I would say you can do 25, Ram. You can do 25.
Okay. Anyway, let's see how it goes. So I'm just going to read. Excuse me. I'm just going to read a very short purport from the Caitanya Charitamrita. This is from Adi Leela, chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram, which is a very appropriate chapter for today's festival. And this is text number 204. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charanaravinda Yanha Hoite Painu Sri Radha Govinda. All glory to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained Sri Radha Govinda. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who is famous for his poetic composition known as Pratana, has lamented in one of his prayers, "When will Lord Nityananda be merciful upon me, so that I will forget all material desires?" Srila Narottam Das Thakur confirms that unless one is freed from material desires to satisfy the needs of the body and senses, one cannot understand the transcendental abode of Lord Krishna, Vrindavan. He also confirms that one cannot understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna without going through the direction of the 6 Goswamis. In another verse, Narottam Das Thakur has stated that without the causeless mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot enter into the affairs of Radha and Krishna. So, it's a very important principle of Krishna consciousness is to always keep in mind the goal, to always keep our eyes on the goal, and to be able to keep our eyes on the goal, we need to know what is the goal. So the goal has already been established. We don't create the goal. We found out the goal. Lord Caitanya, he created the goal. Lord Caitanya came to the material world 500 years ago. We're probably still going to be saying 500 years ago when it reaches 700 years ago. I don't know, 560 years ago, something like that, 550 years ago. Lord Caitanya appeared in the material world, and he came with a gift for the living entities of Kali Yuga. He actually came for 2 reasons, 3 technically, but he came for internal reasons and external reasons. His internal reason was to taste the love of the devotees of Vrindavan, especially the love of Srimati Radharani. So Lord Caitanya is Krishna himself in the mood of a devotee. He's experiencing what it means to be a devotee, what it feels like to be a devotee. And having tasted that love himself, he wanted to give that to others. So Lord Caitanya, he came to give the highest possible gift of Vraj Prema, Vraj Bhakti, the loving devotion of the residents of Vrindavan. So we know that the spiritual world is unlimitedly vast, but that the topmost planet in that spiritual world is Goloka Vrindavan. And Goloka Vrindavan is so rarely attained that in previous ages, in previous yugas, when the living entities in general were far more qualified, it was very, very rare that they even knew anything about Vrindavan, what to speak of actually achieving Vraj Bhakti. But in Kali Yuga, Lord, and not just any Kali Yuga, because there are many, many Kali Yugas, but once in a day of Lord Brahma, Lord Caitanya appears on earth to give this gift of Vraj Prema to everyone, to all the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. And he makes this gift accessible through the chanting of the holy names, through the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So Lord Caitanya, he was on earth for 48 years, and for the first 24 years, he spent as a householder in Vrindavan, in Mayapur, performing his Adi Leela, and sort of establishing the Sankirtan movement and revealing himself to his devotees. And then at the age of 24, he took sannyas and he made Jagannath Puri his base. And after traveling around India for some years, he returned to Jagannath Puri with the intention of going very, very deeply into this mood of Vraj Bhakti. So he asked Lord Nityananda at that time to please go back to Bengal to continue the mission of establishing the Sankirtan movement, because Lord Chaitanya knew that the remainder of his years were going to go very, very deeply internally into this mood of Vraj Bhakti. We see when we read the Chaitanya Charitamrita that for the last few years of his manifest pastimes, Lord Chaitanya's pastimes were very, very, very confidential, only shared with a very few devotees. So that the establishment of the Sankirtan movement could continue, he sent Lord Nityananda back to Bengal to continue that mission of establishing the Sankirtan movement. So Lord Nityananda, he made his base in a place in Navadweep called Surabhi Kunj. There's a really nice song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Dalalera Gita, which means the song of the broker. It's an especially nice song for me, for anyone that's been to Karuna Bhavan, because the refrain of the song is Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. So in Karuna Bhavan, we have our deities, Sri Sri Koda Nitai, Mayapur Shashi, Gora Nitai. Koda means master or the boss. So what is he the master of? Dalalera. He's the broker. He's the master of the marketplace of the holy name. I won't try and embarrass myself by singing this song, but I'll just say a little something, the translation from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, I am singing news of the greatest happiness. At the place known as Surabhi Kunj in Sri Navadweep, the marketplace of the holy name has now been opened, and Lord Nityananda himself is the proprietor. Such wonderful things are going on in that blissful marketplace. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is selling the pure holy name wholesale, merely for the price of one's faith. Seeing the assembly of devotees eagerly waiting to purchase the name, Lord Nityananda first examines each of them to test their qualification. Then he sells them the name by bargaining for his price accordingly. Oh, my dear friends, if you really want to buy this pure holy name, then just come along with me, for I am now going to meet with this Nityananda Mahajan. Thus you will finally be able to acquire the pure holy name. I will also take my due commission, and in this way all three of us will fulfill our desires. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is so extraordinarily merciful, accepting only one's faith in the holy name, he bestows the topmost divine bliss. When Nitai sees a tear welling in someone's eye upon chanting the name of Gaura, he instantly gives his support to that person. Indeed, he bestows all divine opulences. He gives that person genuine realization of the pure teachings of Sri Krishna as found in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. While displaying all this inconceivable mercy, he pays no attention to one's caste, material wealth, mundane knowledge, or physical ability. Now, dear friends, please reject all of Maya's entangling snares. If you are a householder, then just remain at your home. If you are renounced, then just live in the forest. Either way, nothing more will trouble you. We no longer need to fear the terrible age of quarrel, for the most merciful Lord Nityananda gives the holy name to anyone and everyone, even to the lowest among men. Bhaktivinoda loudly calls out and proclaims to all, other than the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, there is no other shelter. So, Lord Nityananda, he opened this marketplace of the holy name, Namahata. When I first started taking the Association of Devotees back in 1995 in Blackpool, they had this Namahat Sangha. And to me at the time, it was just exotic sounding foreign names. But I came to learn, what Namahata means. Namahata means the marketplace of the holy name. So Lord Nityananda, he established this marketplace of the holy name at Surabhi Kunj in Mayapur and used that as a base for spreading the Sankirtan movement around Bengal. And then sometime later, around 400 years later, a great personality appeared to not establish, but to sort of reawaken and to reestablish that mission of Lord Nityananda. And that personality was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So if anyone's been to Navadvip, you know that you have Surabhi Kunj, the marketplace of the holy name, and then just up the road, maybe 15 minutes walk up the road, you have the house of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he made his base within the area of Surabhi Kunj, and he wrote many songs and purports describing this mission and mercy of Lord Nityananda. And he took it as part of his mission to re-establish this Namahata. So he was traveling around Bengal and Orissa, and he was establishing Namahatas, small marketplaces of the holy name all around that area. So like you have, if you have any big organization in the world, like if you go to Silicon Valley in San Francisco, and you'll find Apple's world headquarters. And then you go to other places in the world, probably London and probably many other cities as well. There will be probably a big local office headquarter of Apple. And that's just considered like an expansion of those world headquarters. And then you have all of their shops as well around all the towns and cities around the world. So these are like franchises. It's like a franchise. You have the big world headquarters, and then that world headquarters expands itself around the world in the form of all these franchises of Apple everywhere. So in the same way, we have Surabhi Kunj in Navadvip, the marketplace of the holy name, the headquarters of Lord Nityananda. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he then expanded that marketplace around Bengal and Orissa. And he revealed some really, really interesting information about the nature of the marketplace of the holy name and the nature of this business which has been established by Lord Nityananda. So he designed a newsletter which he sent to all of the different Namahatas which he had established. There were over 500 Namahatas, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur established throughout Bengal and Orissa. And then he did a newsletter called Sri Gadruma Kalpatavi, the Desire Tree Grove of Gadruma. Gadruma Dweep is where Surabhi Kunj is. Gadruma Dweep is one of the 9 islands of Navadvip. And this newsletter has been sort of revealed recently, and I'll just read just a few of the points. So what is the commodity? What is it that Lord Nityananda is selling in the marketplace? He's selling the holy name. This is what Lord Nityananda has to give. And like that song that we just read the translation for, what is the price of the holy name? The price is 1 paisa of faith. Just a tiny, tiny little bit of faith, and we can purchase the holy name. But what is the particular holy name that we get for 1 paisa of faith? So it's revealed that according to the amount of faith that we pay, we get a particular, you could say a particular type of holy name. I'm looking for another word there, but a particular quality of holy name that we receive. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains that there are 6 different types or qualities of holy name that we can receive according to the amount of faith that we pay to Lord Nityananda. So the basic holy name that we can purchase for 1 paisa of faith is Nam, the holy name. And then after that is Rupa Yuktanam, the holy name related to the Lord's form. So in other words, by chanting that quality of holy name, Krishna's form becomes revealed to us by chanting that type of name, Rupa Yuktanam. And then after that comes Guna Yuktanam, the holy name related to the Lord's qualities. When we chant that quality of name, then the name, the form, and Krishna's qualities, they become revealed to us. And then Lila Yuktanam, the holy name related to the Lord's pastimes. When we chant that quality of name, then what is revealed to us in the heart is the name, the form, the qualities, and the pastimes of Krishna. And then Rasitanam, the holy name imbued with transcendental mellow. And then Sava Rasa Shiktanam, the holy name imbued with the full potency of all transcendental mellows. So we hear that the holy name is non-different from Krishna, but in order to be able to access that, the full potency and the full power and the full revelation of the holy name, then there's a certain price that we have to pay to Lord Nityananda. And that price is dependent upon our faith. So then we may think, well, what if I don't have so much faith? Does that mean that Lord Nityananda is not going to reveal much to me? So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives this really incredible revelation. He says, according to the amount paid by the customer, he shall receive the corresponding commodity. But there is a mystery in this. Once the customer has paid and received the holy name and chanted the holy name, then by the mercy of the owner, Lord Nityananda, and his partners, the customer is reimbursed his original payment multiplied many times over. So we pay just 1 paisa of faith and we get Nam. But then by chanting Nam, Lord Nityananda then reimburses us our original transaction and then gives us a whole load of extra money in return. In other words, we get more faith. By the grace of Lord Nityananda, by chanting the holy name, Lord Nityananda blesses us that our faith increases. And then we have the money to buy the next level of the holy name. And then by chanting that holy name, Lord Nityananda blesses us that our faith increases even more. So the more we chant, the more this pleases Lord Nityananda. And then the more our faith increases. And then the deeper and deeper our understanding and the revelation of the holy name increases. And then we have this principle that because like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says in the song that, oh, my dear friends, if you really want to buy this pure holy name, then just come along with me, for I am now going to meet with this Nityananda Mahajan. Thus you will finally be able to acquire the pure holy name. I will also take my due commission, and in this way all three of us will fulfill our desires. So Lord Nityananda runs this marketplace on the holy name on a commission basis, that if we buy the holy name, then we receive that commodity from Lord Nityananda. But if we become an employee of the marketplace of the holy name and we bring other people to that marketplace of the holy name, then not only do we receive the benefit of our chanting, but we receive the commission for encouraging other people to start chanting. So if we chant Hare Krishna, we receive this payment of faith and deeper and deeper and deeper access to the holy name by the grace of Lord Nityananda. But if we then take part in the mission of Lord Nityananda, then we get this extra commission. You know, it's like pyramid sales. The more people we introduce, the more payment comes our way in the form of more and more and more faith and deeper and deeper and deeper access into the confidential secrets of the holy name. And the most confidential aspect of the holy name is that the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Radha and Krishna. It is Vrindavan. This is the gift of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, that he's giving Vraj Bhakti, which is there in completeness within that Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the more we can serve the mission of Lord Nityananda by taking part in the mission of the marketplace of the holy name, then the more the name will be revealed to us. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives some nice information about the people who work in the marketplace in the holy name, and also the people who come, the customers who come to the marketplace of the holy name. We don't have time to go into all the details now, but there's just a couple of verses which I really like. This is where he's describing the customers. Who are the customers of the marketplace of the holy name? These are all the humans in the world. Those who have money can purchase the goods. Yet there is a secret. Goods bought with counterfeit money also become counterfeit. Customers should ascertain that all sales personnel bear the identifying mark of the chief trader. The chief trader is Lord Nityananda. And to become a trader in the marketplace of the holy name, we have to bear, then we as employees of the marketplace of the holy name have to bear the identifying mark of the chief trader. And only after verifying its authenticity should the purchase be made. Customers should avoid fake salespersons. So then back to Vinod Thakur, he then explains what is the authentic brand. You're going to like this, Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu. You're going to need to study this book, I tell you. What is the authentic brand that identifies us as employees of Lord Nityananda? The authentic brand is Gauranga. And then he goes on to say, note, those who have received the special authorization certificate from the chief trader, i.e. the merchants, shopkeepers, and traveling salesmen, should deliver their goods along with the chief trader's brand name, Gauranga. Whenever a salesman arrives in any town, he should sell his goods by raising a flag with the mark Gauranga. He should sell the goods according to the price paid by the customer. Please note that without paying the right amount, a customer cannot obtain the proper goods. Goods given without proper payment will naturally turn counterfeit. And then by engaging in this service of Lord Nityananda, by becoming employees in the marketplace of the holy name, just let me find the place in the book. This was what we were reading from just before. Then as it's described there in the purport that we just read, actually, Srila Prabhupada's purport, he was paraphrasing a song by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Lala Samai Pratana, which we usually know as Gauranga Balite Habe. And in that song, Narottam Das Thakur, he says, when will that opportune moment come to me when there will be shivering of the body as soon as I chant Lord Gauranga's name? And after the shivering while chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears pouring down from my eyes? When will that day come when Lord Nityananda's causeless mercy is bestowed upon me so that my desire for material enjoyment becomes very insignificant? When my mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the 6 Goswamis? One has to learn of the conjugal loving affairs of Radha Krishna through the teachings of these 6 Goswamis. Narottam Das always wishes to understand this conjugal love under the direction of the 6 Goswamis. So we know when we've received the mercy of Lord Nityananda because our heart is free of material desires. So by paying this little bit of faith, and we begin chanting the holy name, and we help in whatever way we can. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives all these different jobs that are available within the marketplace of the holy name. So just like when you have your weekend festivals, how do you describe the festival of? Come on, Chaitanya Prabhu, help me out.
Sacred street party.
Sacred street party. Everyone has their job to play. Someone might make some prasadam. Someone gets the book table together. Someone's doing Harinam. Someone's distributing books. You know, someone's speaking to someone who's just walking past. Someone's loading the car. Someone's preparing prasadam back at the temple for when everyone comes back. Everyone has a role to play. So this is like the marketplace of the holy name. There's all these different jobs, all these different roles. There's so many employment opportunities in the marketplace of the holy name. And by taking any one of those employment opportunities, we gain access to this mercy of Lord Nityananda. So not only are we taking the mercy of Lord Nityananda, but we're helping to give the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And by doing that, we don't only get the benefit of chanting, but we get the commission of other people chanting. And then when we get that mercy of Lord Nityananda, then Lord Nityananda's mercy is that he completely removes the material desires from within the heart so that our heart becomes a suitable place for Radha and Krishna to enter in the form of the pure holy name. So we can actually get that full blessing of the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of pure love in the mood of the residents of Vrindavan. So becoming this servant of Lord Nityananda, becoming an employee of Lord Nityananda in the marketplace of the holy name is the key to all success. And that is 25 minutes. Hare Krishna. So thank you so very much to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama